Okay, so yesterday you had an assignment that the problems look something like this, where you had a triangle with one angle marked. Now it's got an angle measure in there. Don't worry about that. That doesn't change anything. And you were simply identifying the sides as O, A, and H. In this case, this side, this is our opposite. And if I had given you the side that was the long slanty side, you'd say this is the hypotenuse, so H. If I'm given the side that connects the marked angle to the right angle, this would be the adjacent side. So you'd write A. Today's problems are going to be related to that. That's the next step in solving problems using trigonometry. Instead, what I'm going to give you is I'm going to give you the measures of two sides, or maybe I'll make one side an X, and the other side I'll give you a measure on. Whew. And what I want you to do is identify both of the sides. So here are the steps. Your problems will look like this. You're going to identify both of the sides. So in this case, the X here, this is our opposite. It's obviously adjacent. Then you're going to identify whether opposite and adjacent is used to make sine, right here, or cosine, or tangent. Now that's the new thing. Here's the rules for those. If the problem involves opposite and hypotenuse, you don't have to worry about this fraction. Just if it involves O and H, opposite and hypotenuse, it's sine. If the problem involves adjacent and hypotenuse, it's cosine. And if the problem involves opposite and adjacent, it's tangent. So for any of the problems on today's assignment, all you have to do is write one of three words. You're either going to write sine, or cosine, or tangent. Now you may want to take a screenshot of what you see on the screen right now, and so you can refer back to it to decide when you'd sine or cosine or tangent. So in this problem, we're using opposite and adjacent. You can go over to the short little notes here and identify opposite and adjacent. It's right here. That's going to be a tangent problem. So if this was your first problem homework, you just write number one. It's tangent. It's going to take me forever to write tangent on the mouse pad here. Ooh. Hopefully your handwriting is better than mine. That's all you have to do for these problems. Is identify if it's sine or cosine or tangent. So let's try another one. Take a look at this problem. From this angle here, the angle is pre-picked for you. If I give you two of the measures here, and let's say I'm going to give you this side might be an X, and this side might be a 7. Okay, and I'm asking you, is it sine or cosine or tangent? Step one is to identify if it's O, A, or H. In this case, the X here, this is the hypotenuse, so that's going to be our H, that's the hypotenuse. 7 is the angle, or is the side across from our angle, so this is our opposite. So we're going to do opposite and hypotenuse. So you go over to our list here, and we're looking for opposite and hypotenuse. That's right here. So this problem is going to be an example of sine. So if this was a problem, you just write, the answer is sine, S-I-N-E. Here's another problem where we have this angle pre-marked. And if I gave you this side, call it an X, and this side, 9. Again, I just want to know, is this an example of sine or cosine or tangent? Step one is to identify our two marked sides. It could be opposite, adjacent, or hypotenuse. In this case, the X is the adjacent side. Connects our angle to the 90 degrees. 9 is the, oh, no, it's not the opposite. 9 is the hypotenuse. Ooh, made a mistake myself. That's the hypotenuse. So we have A and H. So we go over here, look at the three functions. Adjacent and hypotenuse is right here. This is an example of a cosine problem. So for this problem, the answer would simply be cosine. So that's it. All you have to do is identify which one of these it is. In every problem, there will be two angles, maybe with an X or with a question mark or with numbers. Could be any of it, doesn't matter which. Identify the sides, opposite, adjacent, or hypotenuse. There will be two in every problem. Once you know which one it is, decide if it would be an example of a sine problem, a cosine problem, or a tangent problem. That's all. That's all.